What's up, everyone? Today we're going to play a little historic brawl with Tergrid, God of Fright. I'm sure you're aware of this card, but if you're not, basically steals cards from our opponents when we make them discard or sacrifice permanents. Non-token permanents, I guess I should say. So we have all the discard effects and, ramp to get to Tergrid a little early, as well as some end game payoffs. And nothing too crazy here. Our biggest win con would be, Professor Onyx Ultimate or Torment of Hailfire. So that's basically the game plan. Make them run out of cards, steal all their stuff. Let's get into it. This is definitely one of the quote-unquote Hell Q commanders, so you're going to go against all the other worst decks out there, like, Asika and Golos, Rusko. Let's see who we get first. Nissa. Okay. Nissa, so green ramp. We have good ramp, and we have a couple discard payoffs. I don't know if this is good against Nissa or not. I feel like they're going to spend the first couple turns ramping, and so this may give us an opportunity to get some key things out of their hand before they get Nissa down. And then this is a flyer, which means it can attack Nissa. So we'll keep. I'm not really sure what the best hand, of the cards in our deck would be against Nissa. Let's get this tap land down first. Yep. Turn one. Dork. I guess we will ramp as well. Let's try to keep up. Another mana dork. Okay. So we can Pilfer and Swiftfoot Boots, which I think would be good. So let's Pilfer. They only have 3 cards in hand. They have a land, so they're going to get Nissa down if we don't do something about it. Draw cards equal to the highest power among creatures you control. Well, that's good with this, but not really anything else they have. So let's get rid of that. Let's get the Swiftfoot Boots down. And we have the option to Tergrid next turn.
Together we will prevail. Rise, my elemental friend.
Okay. Land. So it's green, so I don't think they're going to have a lot of ways to get rid of Tergrid, so let's just put Tergrid down. We don't have enough mana to equip the boots, which would normally be a problem because any other deck's going to want to remove it. But I don't think green has a lot of great answers to Tergrid. It also has Menace, so that's something to keep in mind.
Behold, nature's true power.
They might have a fight spell, which would be unfortunate. Oh, okay. Gotcha. But they should have. I'm so confused. Okay, well, I guess they didn't want to attack. But it has Menace. So I can attack down. Oh, okay. Now they can block now. Do we want this enchantment? We definitely don't want them to have the enchantment. So our best play might be to steal that enchantment. God, we're going to take so much damage next turn. When enters the battlefield, draw a card. Creatures you control have trample. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So I think we definitely take this. They don't have any other enchantments, right? They just have Nissa, trample. I don't think these are enchantment creatures. No. Draw a card. Epic Downfall. Is this... Yes, it is. Next, we can attack down Nissa.
Do not assume I am fragile.
And we can equip the boost. So now Tergrid's protected. We're still in a rough spot, but not as bad of a spot as we were. And they have a full grip. Full grip of cards in their hands. And double mana. And Nykthos. So I think we're just going to take a lot of damage here. Yeah. Gain some life. Paradise Druid. Gain a life. Not really what we wanted. I don't know if there's a way out of this. I mean, we could try to draw a card with Mind Stone. We might have to do that. Or we could seek a card, but that costs too much. So I think we're going to have to draw with Mind Stone. That ain't it. Well, I don't think there's a way out of this. We needed a board wipe or something. We don't have a way to survive all this. It's too wide because we're only at 9 life. So even if we block one of their big guys, there's 9 damage just from these 3, and then you got all these guys if they attack in, plus the one that Nissa's gonna make. So I think that's GG. Unfortunate. I think mono green is typically a good matchup for us. We just didn't draw the right cards. We have all the answers in our deck, we just didn't draw the right cards. It happens, especially in a 100 card format. We did get to steal something though, so that was cool. Calyx. I forget what this does. I know it's like typical Silenzia stuff. Okay, enchantment deck. Whenever Calyx, Guided by Fate, or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Okay, so it's an enchantment +1/+1 counter deck. And you get to copy non-legendary enchantments. Gross. Okay, so is this a creature? Yes. This is not a great hand. We're going to take the mulligan. This is better. It doesn't really solve Calyx, but it gives us the option to scry, ramp, and get Tergrid out really quick. So we'll try it. Am I going to draw a land? I hope so. We're going to draw land. We'll do it. Do you have a 0 mana counter spell in Silenzia? Just discard a card, opponent. Deep in the tank. You discard a forest. Oh, that's a good draw. Let's get Cold Steel Heart down, because I have a feeling we're not going to draw the land. And at least we'll have the ability to Grim Tutor. Or Dark Ritual into Tergrid. We have to be careful about that, though, in a Silenzia deck, because, especially one that's an enchantment deck. Ooh, that's a good draw. We didn't draw the land. We can still do this, though, and be okay. I think this might be the play this turn. But what I was saying is we have to be careful about slamming Tergrid down against this deck, because there's a lot of enchantments that will exile my creatures. So we don't want to just do that. Let's see what's in their hand, and then we can make our decisions based off that. Create a token. Flying. Draw a card. Trample. Flying. Okay, well, this is useless to discard because they can just get it back. This draws them a card, so I guess we'll do that. Their hand is not great. And they don't have another land either. I mean, I guess they have Llanowar Elves, but... So we could Dark Ritual into Solemn, which I think is a good play. I wanted to Dark Ritual into Tergrid, but... we're not going to play Tergrid anyway this turn. This will allow us to play Tergrid next turn. And it gives us a blocker. They drew the land. Definitely think I'm going to get a sweeper with this. I probably might even do that next turn. Because I think if we just sweep the board... they can attack if they want, but they'll give me a card. Would you like to give me a card? No? So I think the plan is... Well, that kind of changes the plan. This is actually a really great draw. Because we can block, get the card, and have it come back in and ramp us. We could just put Tergrid down, but their deck's going to go so big. I think we need to go get a sweeper. So we have 5 mana. So we want to get... what do we want to get? We can't get Blood on the Snow. We don't have enough mana. Crux of Fate would do it. Shadow's Verdict would do it, right? These are all 3, and it would exile this. Yeah, I think that's what we're grabbing here. Opponent's a little upset. Okay, so they're gonna attack me, probably, right? I'm gonna block with Solemn. Have it come back to the battlefield, get double value off Solemn. And then next turn, we're gonna Shadow's Verdict, wipe their whole board. Yep. Alrighty. We're going to take some damage here. Mm-hmm. 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 This also won't hit my Solemn, which is nice. It's like a one-sided board wipe. Play out your whole hand. Come on. Do it. Okay, now it's got flying. Doesn't change his mana value, though. Yeah. Sure, you got it. 7/7. He might only attack with the opponent might only attack with a... yeah. So that's a bummer. So my little plan there doesn't work. But we're still going to wipe their board next turn. Make a copy of target enchantment. Okay. Okay, now he's got 2 flyers. So it's a good thing we didn't grab one of the... We have a couple wraths in the deck that are 4 mana value, and they give like -3 to each creature. It's not a good wrath to grab against this deck because it just gets so big so fast. Awkward. Okay, well, let's just do the thing. Bye-bye all your stuff. You want to keep playing, opponent? And then... Fair enough. Do we hold this? I think we gotta... The moment's passed, right? The moment's passed. We can't skip 2 land drops. That would be not good. This also puts them behind on their commander because they have not drawn lands. They can bring this back to their hand. I'm really glad we exiled this, though. This thing... Yeah. Oh, this isn't the one that comes back. I thought this was the one that came back from the graveyard. Oh, well. It's still good to have it done. Oh! Well, I don't think they have a way to get rid of Tergrid, so let's just slam Tergrid, do this next turn. Ah, they did have a way. Although, do we just allow this to happen? Because this is an enchantment. This is an artifact. So if we do this, they're going to have to sack this. We'll decline. Yeah, black can remove enchantments now. Black can remove enchantments. I know some people don't like that black has gotten the ability to remove enchantments, but I kind of like... I like the way that Wizards is going about, doing it. The reasoning was they don't want just 2 colors to control 1 effect. So they like to have 3 colors have the ability to do 1 effect, like remove enchantment. So typically it was just green and white that could remove enchantments, but they've added the ability for black to do it, but sort of in a really bad way. It's not efficient usually. Usually you have to lose life or pay a lot of mana. I think it's good for the game. I know some people are upset about it, but I think it's good for the game. So who are we going? We're going against Tasha. Well, my deck doesn't have a lot of creatures, so this ultimate really doesn't matter. So that's good. We have lands and ramp and protection. So I think this is a keep. It's a little slow. But that's okay. We have some ramp. Let's get down the mana rock. We have Planeswalker removal too, which is great. Ledger Shredder, huh? Yeah, this thing can draw a ton of cards. So we should probably get rid of that. I don't think they're going to have a ton of enchantments, so this is probably a okay time to use this. If we're going to do that... Yeah. And let's get the Mirror Shield down while they don't have blue up to counter it. So next turn, if we don't draw an untapped land, we can put down Honden. The +1 doesn't really affect us, we don't have any creatures.
Keep your distance, mortals.
They're tapped out too, so this is a good time to put down the Honden. And let's exile the graveyard. Just the Ledger Shredder, but still, don't want that coming back.
Don't try anything cheeky now.
So we can also just Murderous Rider this, because I think it... What does it say? Target opponent... Ah. Ramp buddies.
Right. Scream. Surrender your agony to me.
Oh, creepy. Ashiok has such like the best voice lines in this game. So good. Untap land. They have no blue up. We could just slam Professor Onyx. This card sucks. But they haven't even... They didn't activate it last turn, which is kind of surprising. There's no pressure on the board. We could Tergrid and make them discard their only remaining card. This ultimate, target opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal 3 creature cards. They're going to get 3 creature cards, no matter what. I don't know if that's something we care about, necessarily. I think we'll just go for the content play. Decline. Ooh, what did we get? Yeah, I think we'll take that.
I won't back down. Another mystery solved.
So that was a good play. Oh, they didn't ultimate her.
Beware. I know some sickening magic.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for them, but we have Professor Onyx, and we have card draw. And we can attack down their stuff. Why aren't they... Oh. So if we... Do we just draw cards here? Well, I think no matter what, we need to attack down Tasha. We really don't want them ultimating Tasha, even though...
You know I'm a brilliant witch, right?
It's not going to be a big deal. I just don't remember what...
There is much the past can teach us.
Okay, let's continue our card advantage.
You really want to fight me? That's cute.
Do we have any mana up? Equip 2. None of these are good in this situation. Let's take this for the future. Could be relevant.
Let's go digging.
Could be relevant. They might have a removal spell here, which is fine. We have enough board presence that I'm not super worried about it. Okay, tick up Tasha. They're going to attack something down. I didn't even realize they had this, but that's fine. Which is the worst? Target opponent chooses a permanent they control. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Get rid of the Swarm. Tap down the fairy.
Feisty dance, partner.
Oops. Is it a removal spell? You gotta fire it off now, unless you don't have the mana. Is it a 1 mana removal spell? That doesn't do anything, does it? Yeah, because it's not 2 or less, opponent. Okay. I guess they just didn't want to lose it out of pride. Well, let's draw. Yes. Let's
Come
create
on,
some
there's
board
gotta be
presence.
Something useful.
Knowledge is meant to be shared.
Is this? It's a sorcery. It's a bummer. So this has menace, right? Okay. Well, we don't need to attack, so. Start the clock. So this says they have to lose 3 life unless they discard a card or sacrifice a non-land permanent. So they're just going to keep losing life for now. Tick up
Don't
Tasha.
try anything cheeky now.
Take another turn. We got 2 birds. We're probably just going to take the 3 life, yep. This is close to ultimating, so I'm not sure which one they pick, honestly.
You know, dueling used to be fun. If you
Oh, that was a good hit.
before,
Oh, those are both good hits.
now.
Oh, no. Man. Sacrifice a non-token creature or planeswalker. Well, I guess we have the option, don't we? So let's get rid of... And we'll get rid of it. Oh, but I get it back. That's really funny. Take action. They're probably going to do Solemn. Yeah. Okay. Play Tasha again. Okay, so they're not going to attack with the Tyrant.
I thought we did too many witch hunters just to lose to you.
They're going to uptick Tasha. Next turn we can Innocent Blood. Is this is a 4 mana? Yeah.
Thanks for the helping hand.
Well, we definitely don't want to choose what does this guy play, Crafter? Mm-hmm.
You've got to learn
You
some
got it.
manners.
Okay, land. Uptick. Bone Shards. That's pretty good in this situation. We could also draw some cards, or we could get Rankle. Do they even have blockers? Rankle's pretty good. We don't have other creatures to sack, though. So 3, it would get rid of Tasha, and then we could black market. Do we have enough for that? 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We do. We can make them draw a discard too. I think this is the play. Honestly.
Let's go digging.
Because they can't block with this. So next. This will get a -1 counter. Oh no, it won't. It won't because they didn't do that. Okay. So let's attack. We don't
You
get the
got
trigger
lucky,
because we didn't do
that's
combat
all.
damage. However, we can get their Ashiok. Oh, I'm sorry. Not their Ashiok. It would get the Shieldred, which would then make them sacrifice a non-token creature. or Planeswalker. So they'd have to choose. They didn't want to choose. I still think they were in an okay spot. But the opponent didn't want to play anymore. Alright. It is a mean card, opponent. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So you guys are kind of seeing how the deck works. You essentially, you want to whittle down the opponent's resources and then play Tergrid. Because if you just slam Tergrid, most decks are going to be able to remove it. And, you know, it costs 5 mana, so the second time you play it, it costs 7. Yeah, like, this is a deck against Kaya that we're really going to have to be careful about this, because they can just exile it anytime they want with the -3. It does say target, though, doesn't it? Target. So if we get one of our... If we get one of our equipment to give it hexproof, that's good. It's not. Yeah, I think this is a keeper. Put down the tap land, even though it doesn't do anything. Turn 2 ramp. Or maybe we should do Waste Not. Oh, okay. That's a good draw. Maybe we should slam Waste Not. Then turn 3 Inscription, get value off Waste Not. Get a Plains. I don't really care about this creature. Should we Dark Ritual into a Mind Stone is the question. Because we can Dark Ritual, get 5 mana total. This deck's going to have a ton of removal. Orzhov is one of those color combinations that just has all the best removal. So, not really interested in playing Tergrid into this full grip. If they had 1 card in hand or something like that, I would be more interested. So maybe we Dark Ritual, get 5 mana, 3 mana for the Inscription to make them discard 2, get Waste Not value, and then Mind Stone? I think that's a good line. We also now have 4 mana, if that matters to us. I don't think it does. I think we just Inscription here. Get the value. We might get. They might discard lands, and we might get more mana to do more things. So, I think this is the play. What does Thematic Compass do again? Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle at the beginning of your end step. If you control 7 or more lands, transform, and then it becomes a land. That stops attacking what happened. Okay, we get a zombie and draw a card. That's, I mean, you know, it's good value. And what do we make them discard? Because that's the other side of the value. A Wrath and Sorin. So that's good to me. No attacks, held up all their mana. Do we just do this? Reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it if we cleave it. We could do 2 or less, but I kind of just want to wreck their whole hand. So this costs 4. I wish it cost 3. That would be a lot better. Target opponent discards a card. I definitely don't want to slam Tergrid. If we do this, we can't do anything else. But we do get value off Waste Not, so let's just do this. Again, we want to whittle down the resources, then play Tergrid. That's the game plan. We're going to have to find an answer for Kaya, too, once it comes down. They're probably going to get rid of... Oh, we definitely get rid of this. Yeah, we definitely get rid of that. It would have been cool if I had Tergrid out and did that, but, you know, you can't have everything. And then we draw, you know, Mana Dork. I'm happy with that. We'll attack. So they essentially have 2 removal spells right now. It's only attacking or blocking. Yes. Kaya. Alright, they go for the value.
Don't worry.
The value trail. That's fine. They're tapped out. Do we have enough mana to do both? No. If we play Tergrid, they just -3 next turn. So we don't have a way to get value off of it. If we play Fel Spectre, they have to discard a card. We get value. So let's do that. They might just discard their land. We lose 2 life. We get 2 more mana. So we have 4 mana total. I think we Painful Bond. And we will foretell that guy. If we attack, they get this back into their hand, right? When this creature dies or exile, return to its owner's hand. And then create a 1/1 with flying. This emblem doesn't really matter right now. Let's not give them the value. Let's see what they do. They wanted me to... I don't know what that does if there's 2 triggers on there. I don't know if that keeps the... not triggers, you know what I mean. Counter. Alright, this is going to start to go off. We don't have a payoff. I wonder if we play the Lantern side of Tergrid this game. I mean, they can still exile it, but it's better than doing nothing. We can attack the Kaya down with the Fel Spectre. It's not great. Let's just ramp, because why not? Let's attack down the Kaya, just to keep the ultimate from happening. They really want the ultimate to happen. Okay. You gonna ultimate it? Okay.
Am I? Whatever.
And then replay it.
Dematerializing? Huh.
I mean, it's a powerful ultimate, but they don't...
Used to working with others.
You may cast a legendary spell from your hand, from your graveyard, or from one card zone exile. I guess they can cast Sorin, but that's at the beginning of their upkeep, right?
I changed the terms.
Why don't we just do this now? They'll get the value, but... Sacrifice enchantment. No, we don't want either of these. Resolve all. Greatest. Oh, I see. They get 2 spirits if they have multiple counters on there. Okay. Do we draw here? I think we do. Let's do it on their end step, though. We have enough mana and we have a land in hand. Extinction Event. Shieldred. Non-token creature, Planeswalker, that's good. That's good. They could just put it in their graveyard and get it right back, but... still. If they're smart, they'll leave it in their graveyard. Yep. Okay. Start taking down their life total. They might take my Solemn out. Okay. Yeah. It's fine with me. They're gonna put Kaya back on the battlefield. Oh, that Kaya.
I'll see
Yep.
this through
Yep.
to the end.
Yep. It's not good. This is a deck I definitely want to build. Kaya deck. Sacrifice a... Yeah, we'll take the cards. Both Kayas. I want to build historic Brawl decks with both Kayas. They're just... Kaya is one of my favorite planeswalkers, if not my favorite planeswalker. She's just so powerful. Okay. Is this an Enter the Dungeon deck? Bizarre. Not what I would have expected. Maybe they have ways to get... what's the artifact? You guys know what I'm talking about. The 5-mana artifact that allows you to untap all your permanents every time another permanent comes to the battlefield. So this is not good. That's even... This is a copy. They didn't... Yeah, so we could get rid of this so they can't... Although I think if they flip it, it comes back to me. So maybe we should let them do that. We should let them try to do that. Because I don't know if they know that. We don't have a lot of options here. They could take my Tergrid, so that's not good. Exile target creature or enchantment. This is an artifact. Yeah, I think we just gotta sort of let them stumble around here. I think this game's pretty much over. They just have too much value. But if they try to transform this, we could be back in the game.
Don't worry. I got
Oof. Oof. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're done here. But I just want to see if they they didn't try to transform. All right, they got us. GG. I think next time if I play against them, I'll mulligan into a hand that has some Planeswalker removal. Because if you remove Kaya enough times, it's going to take too long for her to get the ultimate. But if the opponent slams Kaya down on curve and is able to ultimate, it's really hard to come back from that. At the time that they did it, they didn't have anything to get back. Or they had like one thing to get back. But I forgot that they could just leave their commander in the graveyard and continually get it back each turn. That's pretty good. Etali. So ramp Etali. We have good stuff. We'll keep it. We're on the draw, which is not great. Delighted Halfling. This is the best of these three, so we will take that. Signet. We will follow suit. Just trying to keep up. Their hit off our deck, like when they cast Etali, is probably not going to be great. That makes it better, for sure. And it's an artifact, so I have no way of getting rid of that in mono black. This could be key when they slam Etali down. But I think we get this out now. So we didn't draw any land. Ramp, ramp, ramp. So Panharmonicon doubles the trigger of Etali, so they get 4 cards off Etali instead of just 2. Do they have it next turn? 1, 2. We will take all the modes. Full send. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, they do. This is not instant speed. This is instant speed. I think we do it. We don't want to get rid of this treasure. We're not drawing lands. Yeah, I think we just hold up Soul Shatter. Yep. Slam Etali, resolve. 2 triggers, Soul Shatter. Dark Ritual. Goldspan Dragon, pretty good. You get 3 black mana. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. But it's 2 or less, isn't it? Yeah. It says Trample. Toxic 4. I mean, there's not a lot we can do about that. No blocks. We can make them sacrifice all their stuff next turn, though, so it's not total. We're not at a total loss here. Okay. Yeah, I think we just gotta. You know, I wish I could do this with Tergrid on the field, but I don't think we have a choice. If they have a land, they can do it again, which might just be GG. It's really hard to keep up with the tally once they have the mana. Alright, GG. Hold on, I've never... What is this? Inferno? Okay. Tally's pretty powerful. We'll do one more. Not a lot I could have done in that last game. Different. You know, they had a good curve. They had all the ramp. If our deck had a chance against that deck, it would be a lot of discard spells and getting rid of all their ramp. And then it takes them a long time to get a tally out. Like they have to do it the normal way, just by playing lands. And by the time they get it out, because we still can't stop it, we still can't counter it or anything, but by the time they get it out, the value they get off of it isn't overwhelming. It's manageable. Omnath. This is another deck that goes really big. This is good against them. This is also good. I think we keep. Because this deck really depends on Omnath being on the battlefield. We keep going second too, which is not helping. It's not helping. Tap land out of the way. Waste not. So we get value off Inquisition. You gonna counter it? That's fine. That's totally fine. What? Did they not draw a land? In your Omnath deck? Doesn't your deck have like 50 lands in it? No green either. So they kept a greedy hand with Spell Pierce, hoping that they'd get me. They got it to work. And they didn't have green mana. Kind of a greedy keep by the opponent. Alright, that doesn't really count. We'll do one more game. This doesn't really count. I keep saying this, but I hope they do make Historic Brawl a ranked queue at some point. I mean, I really just hope that they make Commander an actual format on Arena, but, you know, if they can't get that to happen anytime soon, I hope they make Historic Brawl ranked, because this is what happens when it's not ranked. People just, you know, they keep greedy hands, hoping for, you know, everything to go perfect, instead of keeping, like, good hands or playable hands, and since it's not ranked, they don't care about just scooping on turn 2, right? But if it was ranked, people would be a little bit more, you know, pragmatic about how they play. Etali again. Let's see if we can get revenge on Etali. So I said last time that we need a lot of discard effects. This is too slow. So we're going to mulligan this. This is a lot better. And we have, it's not great mana, but we have the ramp. And we have 2 good 1 mana discard effects. So let's, actually we have 3 1 mana discard effects. Nice, we drew a land. Perfect. Let's Thoughtseize. Let's take the best thing out of their hand. Ornithopter, Goldspan Dragon. Oh, they kept a greedy hand. So let's take Ornithopter. No, because this one only gets, this Inquisition only gets 3 or less. So we can let them have Ornithopter. We don't really care about that. This one is better, I think. Let's just get rid of Goldspan, though. Yeah, people don't like discard. I get it, I get it. Especially when the discard leads to stealing their stuff, but... Nice. So let's allow them... No. Let's... We don't know if they have anything that we can use this on. I probably should have led with this instead of Thoughtseize. Let's... Inquisition. We got something. Nice. And then let's Hopeless Nightmare. They might just discard their land, but that would be sort of bad form. Because they can land drop into one of these. Yeah. And I think that's the right play, to go for the land ramp. That's a good draw. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they still have to draw a land. I think we just gotta fire this off. Make them top deck a land. Watch them top deck a land. Nope. You're gonna attack me with your O2. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. Can we do both? Yes, we can. We can ramp and Plaguecrafter. Perfect. Sets them back. Now they need 2 lands. Or a land and a mana rock. So they're kind of out of the game at this point. So let's... Wait, when is this? At the beginning of Enchanted Player's upkeep. They lose 3 life unless they sacrifice an Lamp Hammer or discard a card. Let's Tergrid first. Yeah, let's not miss land drops. Gruul is not a color that has a lot of answers to creatures. They got a land. So now we're going to have to make them start losing life and discarding. We could still lose to Etali, though. Etali is that powerful. But we are in the best position that I think we could be in. I don't think they drew a land, because they would have slammed Etali by now. I could be wrong. Pass. Okay, that's like 3 turns in a row of them not doing anything. I think we don't activate this yet. We only have 5 lands. That's a good draw. They have an instant of some kind. This doesn't do anything right now. We could pop this. So let's continue to pressure their life total. You know, at some point they're not going to be able to pay life to the curse here. They're going to have to start discarding. Okay, what'd they discard? Okay, something that we can't take. Okay, they got to Etali. Let's see what they get. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Could be a lot worse. They can't even equip the boots, so we have a turn to try to get a removal spell. And we're going to draw here. Let's sack the Hopeless Nightmare. Solemn, no. Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm would be good to get rid of Etali, because they can also transform Etali. Yeah, I think we take the Feed the Swarm. We have a lot of life, right? Full send. We could also just do this to get rid of the Tireless Provisioner, because that helps them ramp. Get rid of our own Shapeshifter, which is a bummer, but I think it's for the cause. We have Menace, so they can't block. They're going to have to start discarding stuff. And I think, honestly, I think this is the right play. It's not something I wanted to do, but I think it's the right play. So they got 2 turns left. Okay, so they sacrificed the Swiftfoot boots. Smart by them. Key of the Archive. Draft a card. I don't think they're going to draw a 5 damage red, or they're going to draft a 5 damage card to get rid of Tergrid here. So realistically, next turn we're looking at 4 damage minimum. Okay, what did they get rid of? Frozen Grip. Pass. I think we crack Mind Stone here. We have enough mana to pretty much play anything in our deck. Land. Guys, Ghostform, not what we're looking for. I think we just full send here. It's really risky, but man, 2 lands. 2 lands. Oh, found it. Found the line. We got him. We got Etali. Oh, man. But you see how close that was, right? I mean, we were down to 4. We had to give everything. Everything. We had to go down to 4 life. We had to destroy all their stuff. they were about to play Etali next turn, and whatever card they drafted from this, get two of our, one of our spells, one of their spells. I mean, even in a situation like that where we were basically in control the whole game, we were still one Etali away from being out of the game. That's how powerful this card is. But yeah, so I mean, if you didn't catch it there, we gave haste to our shapeshifter. I'm glad I made that. I didn't even think about we can just give it haste and then we attack with both and they don't have a response. I mean, they could have had like a lightning bolt or something. No, I guess they couldn't, huh? They would have had to, in response to the Swiftfoot Boots, do the lightning bolt. But they obviously didn't have it because they just scooped. GG. Well, anyway, guys, that was Tergrid Historic Brawl. There's a couple different ways that you can build the deck. I chose the Spell Slinger, I guess you would call it, route. I think there's only 8 creatures in this deck. Everything else is a spell or a planeswalker, or land essentially. Like we talked about in the beginning, lots of very cheap removal and discard effects. Because there are a lot of great discard effects, but they cost 2, 3, 4 or more mana. And while those are tempting, they're not great because what you want to be able to do, Tergrid's going to get removed if you slam it. But if you have like 6 mana, a good turn would be Tergrid and then one of these 1 mana removal spells. At least you get some value off that. And if you have Tergrid and then you have something like Thoughtseize, right, where you can take their best card in their hand. At least if Tergrid dies the next turn or in response to you doing that, you can at least get the best thing out of their hand onto your battlefield. And then all this other stuff, if you notice, the curve is really low for this deck. I mean, 75% of the deck is 4 mana or less, right? And then there's only a handful of, 5 mana and up spells. And I've tried to build a deck where I have a bunch of really fun payoffs, but it really works a lot better if you have a low mana curve. If you're going to do the spell slinging route. Now you could go with the creature discard, like there's I think it's Virus Beetle and those types of cards where the ETB, the opponent discards a card. That's good too. You could go the creature route. I think that's also a really great way to build this deck. And then you could use something like, where's that? Agadeem's Awakening, to return all of those discard creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield after they've died, and they discard their whole hand. That's a really fun way to build it too. But this is the way I like to build it. It's kind of like a control shell. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.